In the village of Azin, peace once flowed like the river that nourished the land. But now, a shadow has fallen upon the people. Folake, a woman of grace and kindness, has been taken away from them. But who could do such a thing? In the days that follow, suspicion wraps its cold fingers around the village. Is it Baba Idowu, the herbalist with strange ways? Tunde, the farmer whose hat she spurned? Or Lara, the friend whose smile had gone cold? In Azin, trust is fragile, and everyone has secrets. This brought about the question on everybody's lip: who killed Folake? The village of Azin had always been a place of peace. Life moved at a gentle pace, with the sun rising over the lush valley, casting long shadows over the clay houses with their detached roofs. People in the village were proud of their traditions, bound by a sense of community. And at the heart of it all was Folake, a young woman loved by everyone. She was kind, generous, and always willing to help others, just like her mentor Akin, the village chief. Akin had ruled the village for many years. His wisdom was known far and wide, and under his leadership, the village had prospered. He saw something special in Folake, a spark of leadership, and had taken her under his wing, preparing her for a role of importance in the community. But everything changed one dreadful morning. Folake's body was found by the river, lifeless, her vibrant clothes soaked in the morning dew. She had gone missing the night before, but no one had imagined this would be the outcome. The village was in shock. Who could have done such a thing? Who would want to harm Folake? Akin stood in the village square with his expression grave as the villagers gathered, their faces filled with a mix of grief and fear. The air was thick with tension. "We have lost one of our own," Akin said, his voice heavy with sorrow. "We must remain calm. Whoever did this, whoever took Folake from us, will be found. We will not rest until we know the truth." But the truth, as it turned out, was far more complex than anyone could have imagined. As days passed, rumors began to spread. Baba Idowu, the village herbalist, became the first to fall under suspicion. He was an old man, known for his knowledge of herbs and tradition. His hut, filled with dread herbs, bones, and mysterious artifacts, was always a place of intrigue for the villagers. But his behavior in the days leading to Folake's death had been strange. Lara, Folake's childhood friend, had been the first to voice her suspicion. "I saw him near Folake's house the day before she died," Lara whispered to a group of villagers gathered near the market. "He was acting strange, like he was up to something," she said. The word spread like wildfire. Soon, many villagers in the village began to look at Baba Idowu with distrust. His calm, distant nature only fueled the rumors. But when confronted, Baba Idowu denied any involvement. "I have lived in this village longer than any of you," he said, his voice firm but wary. "I would never harm Folake. She was like a daughter to me," Baba Idowu said. Still, doubt lingered. Baba Idowu's knowledge of herbs and potion made him an easy target for suspicion. But the village wasn't ready to settle on one suspect. As more secrets began to surface, it became clear that several people had reasons to want Folake gone. Tunde, a young farmer, was the last person seen with Folake the night she disappeared. He had always admired her from afar, harboring feelings for her that he had never truly expressed. On the night of her death, they had spoken by the river. Some said it was an argument, others said it was a confession of love gone wrong. "I didn't do it," Tunde insisted when questioned by the village elders. His voice was shaky, his eyes filled with guilt, but he was adamant. "I loved her. I could never hurt her." But the villagers weren't so sure. Some believed that Tunde's love had turned to anger when he realized Folake did not feel the same. The fact that he had been the last to see her alive made him a prime suspect. "I saw them together," Idowu, the village gossip, said with a gleam in her eyes. "They were arguing. I swear I heard them raise their voices." Idowu loved the attention her stories brought to her. She thrived on drama, and now, with a mother in the village, she was at the center of it all. She pointed fingers without hesitation, casting doubt on everyone. But could her words be trusted? While Tunde and Baba Idowu were being scrutinized, another suspect quietly emerged. Lara, Folake's childhood friend. The two had been inseparable growing up, but as they got older, things changed. Lara had always felt overshadowed by Folake's beauty and kindness. People adored Folake, while Lara had a successful seamstress business. She couldn't help but feel that Folake's light made hers dimmer. Lara had grown distant from Folake in recent months, and many noticed. What few people knew, however, was that Lara had confided in Idowu about her feelings of jealousy. It wasn't long before this information made its way to the rest of the village. Maybe it was her, some villagers began to whisper. Maybe Lara's jealousy finally got the better of her. Lara, devastated by the rumors, confronted Akin. "Chief, you know I would never hurt Folake. She was my friend. Even if we had grown apart, you must believe me." Akin looked into her eyes and saw the pain there, but even he wasn't sure anymore. The village was falling into chaos. Suspicion and mistrust poisoned the once harmonious community, and even Akin struggled to maintain control. Days turned weeks, and the villagers was no closer to finding the truth. Accusations flew in every direction, and the once peaceful village square had become a place of tension and hostility. The pressure weighed heavily on Akin, who had always been a pillar of strength to his people. But now, even he felt the crack forming in the foundation of their unity. Then one night, Aduni, an eccentric old woman, lived on the outskirts of the village, came forward with a revelation. "I saw something," she said, her voice trembling as she stood before the village elders. "I saw someone near Folake's house that night. It wasn't Baba Idowu, it wasn't Tunde, and it wasn't Lara. It was someone no one has spoken of." The villagers gathered around her, hanging on every word. "It was Shegun," Aduni whispered, "Tunde's friend. I saw him near her house before the murder." Shegun had been quiet throughout the investigation, always staying in the background. He had defended Tunde, his friend, when he was accused, but now all eyes were on him. Confronted by the village, Shegun finally broke down. "It wasn't supposed to happen this way," he cried. "I didn't mean to kill her." The truth finally came out. Segun had been jealous of Tunde's closeness to Folake. He had harbored his own feelings for her, but knew he could never compete with his friend. On the night of the murder, he had followed Tunde and Folake to the river, and in the moment of rage, he had attacked her. The village was silent as Segun confessed, his words echoing in the still night air. Akin, heartbroken, looked at the villagers who had once lived in harmony and realized that the damage was done. The peace that had defined Azin was shattered. And though they had found Folake's killer, the village would never be the same.